MotorWeek is made possible by Lucas Oil, TireRack.com, and RockAuto.com.
You see, history often has a way of repeating itself in the car business. Witness Volkswagen. After successfully conquering the U.S. with its small, cheap, fuel-thrifty Beetle, Volkswagen then almost blew it with their much bigger models before falling back on the now famous Rabbit. Japan's largest importers ought to take note. After taking the fuel economy crown from VW, they're also trying to maximize profits with an attack on Detroit's bread and butter family sedan market. From the biggest, Toyota, comes this car, the Cressida. Toyota hopes this four-door sedan and wagon will make even the most die-hard Buy American car shopper demand Far Eastern version of 5-passenger comfort.
The Toyota Cressida is a smooth-riding, comfortable front-engine, rear-drive family sedan. It's about 5 inches longer than the Chevrolet Citation and 10 inches shorter than the Ford Futura. At a tested weight of 2,950 pounds, it also fits squarely between these two rivals, when they all have the same equipment. And that's the rub. Like most Japanese cars, the Cressida comes with very few options. Most features we look for in a luxury car come standard, as does a base price of $12,300. But if you insist on options, you can get interior leather, a Supra radio, and an electric sunroof. That brings the price up to $14,700, as in our test car. That can be a lot more than any of its domestic competition, since Detroit still allows you to order one stripped or fancy. However, a lot of comfort and technology comes with that price. For instance, the Cressida has a unique automatic shoulder belt that retracts when you don't need it. But once the door is closed and ignition on, it quietly enforces safety and protection. On the other hand, you also must wear the manual seat belt. Why? Well, the shoulder belt retracts when the door is opened. If said door opens in an accident, the belt won't keep you from falling out. But since only 14% of all drivers use safety belts anyway, the Cressida system at least provides a lot more protection than most people now get. Otherwise, you'll find the Cressida's interior pleasing, if a bit cramped. Based on interior volume, the Cressida is rated as a subcompact. Most competitors are rated as compacts or intermediates. The result is too little leg room up front, despite supportive, if thinly padded, multi-adjustable bucket seats. And in the rear, 3 adults will fit. But a wide transmission tunnel leaves the center occupant wondering where to put his or her feet. The dash is complete with standard items such as automatic air conditioning, tilt wheel, a full gauge package, and even a sprig of plastic wood. As for performance, straight lines were quickly executed by our Cressida. A passing time of 4.5 seconds from 40 to 55 is much better than most domestics with similar 6-cylinder power. And that was the case throughout our time trials. A stoplight to stoplight dash of 10 seconds and 51 miles per hour is not fast, but probably fast enough for most normal daily missions. Braking performance on the whole was also good. Stops average 46 feet, which, while a tad longer than expected, produced no fade or pull. From 55, distances did tighten up a bit to an average of 130 feet over 6 panic stops. Some intermittent wheel lock was noticed, though pedal pressure remained low with a confident feel. But where power and braking were competent, emergency handling still left room for improvement. Due mostly to floaty springs and very soft steel radial tires, the car felt like it was sliding sideways through most turns. The power steering is quite quick, but with little feel. However, there is much less of the plowing and severe understeer normally associated with family sedans. But that combination of springs, shocks, and tires does seem near perfect for highway cruising. The Cressida soaks up all but the most vicious expansion joints with ease. And a quiet sound level reading of 69 decibels with a minimal of wind noise makes this Toyota almost tomb-like on long trips. If short shopping center jaunts are more your bag, you'll also be pleased with the Cressida's 36-foot turning diameter. And once at the mall, you'll find no problem carrying all your chargeables in the Cressida's huge trunk. It also handled our 4 standard vacation bags with ease. Considering that our Cressida was loaded with luxury options, an EPA gas mileage rating of 22 city, 29 highway is not too bad. However, we can't really give you a clear reading on the real world since our car had only 50 miles on the clock when delivered. That produced only 22 miles per gallon during our 100-mile test loop. Once fully broken in, we would expect 25 to be typical for urban driving. One of our engineers remarked that the Cressida feels very much like the typical General Motors family sedan, only smaller. Well, we too like the car, but feel its relatively small interior and loaded price give it big disadvantages in today's market. However, the generally fine attributes of the car, plus Toyota's sound reputation for reliability, does make the Cressida a worthy contender for the suburbanite car dollar.
Well, we have an important postscript to add here. By midwinter, all Toyota dealers will be offering a revised version of the Cressida, and it corrects a lot of the shortcomings we found in our test. It'll have both the engine and independent rear suspension of the Celica Supra Sports Coupe, also a 5-speed manual gearbox and 4-wheel power disc brakes. That means 25% more horsepower, dramatically improved handling, and even surer stops, all with the same fuel economy. Seems Toyota is adding a lot of sports to this luxury sedan, making its slightly lofty price more of an enthusiast bargain.